I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Bouffalant. Today, there are 1.5 billion domesticated cows on the planet Earth, bred for their milk, meat, and leather. These ubiquitous farm animals, of course, evolved from a wild animal, and some wild bovines can still be found here and there. In Africa, the true buffalo are closely related to farm cattle. In Europe and America, the bison still roam the plains, sometimes called buffalo, even though they aren't that closely related. The European bison was hunted almost to extinction over the past millennium. Meanwhile, the American bison flourished, the native population living in a harmonious relationship with the animals. Bison skins provided tents, clothes, and blankets. Their meat was a primary foodstuff, and their bones made weapons and tools. In a heartbreaking act of brutality, the settlers of America deliberately hunted these majestic creatures to near extinction, specifically to drive Native Americans from their lands. The blood of many innocent people is on the hands of all of us who continue to profit from colonialism, but also the blood of these great beasts. Bouffalant is a normal type Pokemon which resembles a bison with a big bouffant hairdo. In the same way many Generation 5 Pokemon are counterparts to monsters from the original 151, this seems to very much take the spot of Tauros. While Tauros was strictly male, with Miltank as a female counterpart, Bouffalant can be found in both genders. And while Tauros was famous for strong attack, Bouffalant is a more defensive monster. Pokemon Black tells us, "Their fluffy fur absorbs damage, even if they strike foes with a fierce headbutt." As well as a defensive buffer, the hair on a Bouffalant's head is also a symbol of its status. Pokemon Sword says, "These Pokemon can crush a car with no more than a headbutt. Bouffalant with more hair on their heads hold higher positions within the herd." And Pokemon Shield says, "These Pokemon live in herds of about 20 individuals. Bouffalant that betray the herd will lose the hair on their heads for some reason." I didn't betray anyone, that's not why I lost my hair. Bouffalant's defensive nature has never given it the competitive career Tauros once had. Still, using moves like Iron Head to further boost its defense can mitigate its low speed and let it barge its way to victory for some players. Welcome back to Does Andy Remember Gen 5 Pokemon?
And if so, does he have any thoughts about them?
Bouffalant.
Bouffalant?
Bouffalant.
Sounds like a buffalo.
It is.
Is it buffalo?
It's buffalo
Excellent.
with a bouffant.
Good name. This is the best thing about this, is that you get to see if they've done a good name or not. And if they haven't, then I won't have anything to contribute until I Google them. And then all you hear is dead air. But he has got a nice hairdo, hasn't he? I've got time for that.
I reckon he dries it with a cotton t-shirt.
I don't believe you. I think actually he lets it air dry.
Actually, yeah, he's living outside on the plains. He's got all the time in the world to let it air dry.
Bloody hell, mate. You need to sort your...
Yeah, if you have a Bouffalant at home and you've given it a bath, and maybe there's not a chance to let it air dry, you do have to use a cotton t-shirt.
What's it got to do? What are you going to do with it in the meantime?
But maybe it's nearly bedtime.
Air dry. Yeah, they can sleep with wet hair, mate.
Oh, you don't want to do that. Be uneven when you wake up.
It depends how they sleep.
You look like moss.
Do you think that it sleeps on this side?
Might do. Might
It's
curl
got a
up
big
like
horn
a
on the
dog.
side. That's definitely not
true.
going to happen.
It's got a built-in air.
So that's what you should do. So there we go. Now I am going to give Mercy some tips.
Get horns.
Wear a pair of horns.
No. She's got to get them surgically attached at the skull. She can't just wear them.
That's you taking it too far.
Well, how is she going to wear them? Like, she wears them like a headband?
Yeah.
That's going to crush a whole big section of hair. That's no good at all.
Well, it's fine, because as long as she never takes the horns off. It's not a problem.
Andy was drawn to Bouffalant by its name and its haircut, and that's appropriate. The name Bouffalant, of course, combines the animal, buffalo, and its luxurious mane, Bouffant. The Japanese name is Bouffalant, combining buffalo, bison, and afro, perhaps a more apt description of this haircut. As the first game set outside Japan, Pokemon Black and White were the first to explore other ecosystems through their Pokedexes. Starting here, we've got a spread of a few episodes about American fauna. We can also see, through this one especially, a lesson in American history. A history which those of us from Kalos, Galar, and Paldea are hardly innocent in. Original music for Luke Loves Pokemon was composed by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork is by Katie Groves. Funding is provided by listeners at patreon.com/podcastiopodcastius. For just $1 a month, supporters can listen to episodes a week early, and also help cover hosting and fees, making it possible for me to keep making episodes every week. I love hearing from listeners. Get in touch about upcoming Pokemon on Twitter or Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN. Drop a comment if you're watching the video, or a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Coming up are Rufflet and Vullaby, so please get in touch about those or any other monsters. Even if you don't feel like doing any of that, thank you so much just for listening. I love Bouffalant, and remember, I love you too.